Hey everyone, so my name is Gregg, this is Jess, John, and behind the camera is Natal. All of us were lucky enough to see the world premiere of Suicide Squad last night right here in New York City. Let's just get our immediate knee-jerk reaction out of the way. Once the credits started rolling, how did you feel? For me, I liked it a lot. I didn't love it, but I really had a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. Jessica, what were your immediate thoughts after seeing it?
Oh, that it was great. It was, like you said, a really good time. Lots of laughs, some emotional moments. But yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was fantastic.
I thought it was truly entertaining. It was like being on a roller coaster ride of DC. I think David Ayer did a really good job with the characters that he had, giving them the screen time that he did, and it was a lot of fun.
So obviously with this movie, it is the big screen debut of quite a few characters, and everyone has their personal favorites on Task Force X, as well as, the characters who are on the side. My personal favorite is Deadshot. I love the guy. If you haven't read the classic John Ostrander stuff, go read it, especially the first Deadshot limited series and the second one, which is action-packed and a lot of fun and delves into his relationship with his daughter. So, there was a bit of a mixed reaction when Will Smith was cast. I thought he would be totally fine in it because he's done more serious roles and he's done them well. And sure enough, I was very happy with the way Deadshot was portrayed. I was afraid he would be like a generic soldier who occasionally has a good shot or two. In this, he's incredibly tactical and he's one of the stars. And I loved him. He's one of my favorite characters. How did you feel about Deadshot?
I loved him, and I was actually skeptical at first. I'm sorry. I take it all back. His one-liners were incredible. They were so funny, and he brought so much humor to it. I love how they portrayed his story with his daughter and all of that. I thought they nailed that part, and he was just so great. Lots of action. Has an amazing scene that got a lot of applause at the premiere.
I got goosebumps.
Oh yeah, I can't say what it was, but I'm sure once you guys watch it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So,
It did Deadshot justice.
Yes,
John, how did you feel about Deadshot?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was, Will did a great job with putting his own spin on the character, because, of course it's Will Smith, so of course the one-liners are going to be delivered only the way he can and make it work in the film, but he also enveloped the character as close to the source material, so that was really good as well.
And obviously there's a lot of anticipation surrounding Jared Leto's Joker, because we've seen so many great takes on the characters over the years, not only in the comics, but also on the big screen and the small screen, from, Mark Hamill to Heath Ledger. Plenty of great versions. There was obviously controversy surrounding the character based on his design alone. Jared Leto's a terrific actor. He won an Oscar, but the tattoos had people mixed, and that is pulled from All-Star Batman and Superman, where Joker had a giant tattoo on his back. One thing that I thought was very interesting is the design may have fans mixed, but what the character was wearing, they were consistent nods to various incarnations of the character. As for the performance and his role in the movie, do not go in expecting this to be a Joker movie. He is not the primary villain, which is not a spoiler. I would say he does not have a significant amount of screen time. He has a fair amount, but not a significant amount. I think his performance will have people a little mixed on it, because when people think of the Joker, they think very animated, larger than life. Someone who's doing all these crazy, surreal things. And with Jared Leto's Joker, it's a little more subtle. It's a little more, you look at him and you can tell there's something not right in there. With the way he conducts himself and the way he talks. It's almost as if, he's part of a criminal empire that's distributing stuff and he's perhaps taking some things himself. He doesn't seem all there. So how did you feel, Jess?
I completely agree with you. When you think Joker, you think wild and all over the place. It's his insanity and his methods were a lot more toned down and thought out. You could tell that there was always something going on in his mind, and unlike the Joker that we're used to, just the insane Joker with all this energy, I felt like he was just
A little more low-key.
A lot more low-key.
I want to see him pitted against Ben's Batman.
Would love to see that as well.
That too.
Yeah, and after you see the movie, if you're craving more of the Suicide Squad and Joker, not only do we obviously have a bunch of stuff in here you can buy, comics, merchandise, I'm being totally shameless here, it's okay, it's what we do, but also there's a great hugely entertaining animated movie, Batman Assault on Arkham. Takes place in the Arkham universe for the video games. It takes place before Arkham Asylum, I believe. It is so entertaining. You have to check it out. Even if you haven't seen a DC animated movie before, do yourself a favor, go watch it. It's a lot of fun. Now, the man behind the camera, Natal, he also saw the movie last night, and he loved the Joker. So we were a little mixed. We respect the actor, we like a lot, but we think it'll be a little polarizing, perhaps. But you loved him, so can you tell people why'd you love the Joker?
I just really loved his portrayal. The craziness and the weirdness of him, I think, was perfect for the type of character he was. Like you mentioned earlier, he's like a drug lord, and he looks like a boss. He felt like the clown prince of crime in the movie to me, and that's what I've been waiting for. Like, if you took Joker, who read Scarface a bunch of times or seen the movie a bunch of times and was like, I want to be like Scarface, that was Jared Leto's Joker.
And one of the big deals about Suicide Squad is it is the cinematic debut of Harley Quinn. She made her debut in the animated series, and now she's finally making her big screen debut. She's portrayed by Margot Robbie. Jessica, what did you think?
I loved her. I thought her portrayal of it was incredible. The voice was good, and the sense of humor, and I love that she captured, because a lot of people are misinformed that they think Harley Quinn is dumb, and she's not dumb. She's a psychiatrist. She's a genius. And I really think that Margot Robbie had those moments where she actually showed that Harley Quinn isn't this dumb blonde who's crazy. She is crazy, but that she's actually really smart on top of that.
So those are some of our favorite characters in Suicide Squad, but obviously it's a big roster. There are other characters involved. There's Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, Slipknot, Rick Flag, maybe Enchantress. So, out of all of them, I really liked Captain Boomerang. I expected him to be a little more of a scumbag in the movie, but it's very funny how he's very self-serving, always looking out for himself. Makes for some very funny moments. My highlight, Killer Croc. I love that they had the practical effects for him. He wasn't some CG monster. He felt grounded. He felt part of the team. It felt like someone this twisted could really exist. He's not a big part of the movie, but I did enjoy what I saw, and I hope they'll continue to flesh him out. Jessica, with the remainder of the cast, who was your highlight?
Ooh, Diablo.
Good point, yeah.
With his fiery abilities. It was so cool. He had some excellent moments. I loved them going into his backstory and, really getting to the source of why he kind of turned over this leaf and became non-violent for a period of time. And he's just so cool. Like, his ability is just so awesome. It was definitely I felt like out of all of their abilities, his was like the spectacle of it. And he was like the secret weapon that they would go to when they really needed it. So I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, they had some fun with him. He's not just someone who could shoot flames out of his hands. He can essentially do constructs, and it's not just the Human Torch or anything. Don't go in expecting that. But yeah, he was definitely the most fleshed out of the remainder of the cast, I think. He received a good amount of insight. John, who was your top pick?
Katana had to be mine. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because she was mean. I mean, there was a different iteration in the Arrow TV series. This one seems to stick more to the source material, and she's mean. She's just mean when it comes to that sword. Boy, it was really awesome.
And surprisingly funny at moments, which I liked. I mean, I don't know if it wasn't like intentional funny, but it was funny.
So obviously, two other key characters, Rick Flag, who's an original member, and his father was part of the very first team, the Suicide Squadron. And then we also have Amanda Waller, the Wall, played by Viola Davis. Awesome character, very practical, leaves emotion out of it. She's cold, calculating. She's what you expect Amanda Waller to be. She's called the Wall for a reason. How'd you feel about the Wall?
I think she was everything that she needed to be. I mean, she was ruthless, and she was willing to do what she had to do in order to get things done, and sometimes those things were questionable.
Viola Davis is just bad. That's all. She's just bad. She doesn't. I would not want to cross that woman ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Just no. Not even if I saw her in real life. I wouldn't. I don't even think I'd say hello. I just cross the street and keep going. Like nah.
So now we've been doing a lot of praising for the movie, but now let's transition into some of our constructive criticisms. I had a lot of fun with the film. I think it's safe to say all of us did as well. I mean, Natal, how many thumbs up would you give it? 2 thumbs up from Natal.
Nice.
Most of us would you also give it 2?
I would give it 2. So there you go.
What about you?
Yeah.
So as you can see, we all really enjoyed the movie. But like you said before, it's not a perfect film. I don't think there is such thing as a perfect film, but there are things that prevent us from enjoying it as much as we could have. For me, it was whenever things focused on the villain. It almost felt like it was part of a different movie. It was a little jarring. It was very different from the rest. But yeah, it didn't take away too much. That part's a little, generic, predictable. It's not that big of a deal. Still had a good time, but I think I would have preferred if they went in another direction with the primary villain. What about you?
I have to agree with that. Also, I was a bit overwhelmed because, it does a great job building up and going to the stories, and everything was making sense, and I felt like it went from 0 to 100 within 30 seconds, and it was so overwhelming that at times it was hard to keep track of all the different things going on. But I mean, it's an action-packed film, so I guess that's expected, but still, yeah.
Yeah, totally agree there. Sometimes things escalated a little quickly and didn't really give you time to let things truly sink in. Things were moving so quickly. John, what about you? Any constructive and polite criticism?
Yeah, I think the only thing I would probably say is I wish we would have had more time with the other characters, build them up a little bit more in the team, and how they. I mean, obviously we see how they develop and how they work, what parts they are, why they're there for the team, but. It would have been cool to see a little bit more character development on some of the other characters and how they fit more with the main characters, basically.
And obviously that would be very tough to accomplish. It's such a big roster, juggling that many characters. I think it's the shortest runtime for a DC, in the new universe, a DC movie yet. I think Man of Steel and Batman v Superman both had longer runtimes. This had more characters. But for what it's worth, I do think in the beginning, they did a great job introducing us to the big players. That was a very fun sequence. That was a really great way to introduce us to all of them. So obviously, all of us have a very, very positive opinion of the film, including Natal, who's behind the camera. We all had a great time watching it. I don't know about you guys. I'm definitely going to see it again this weekend, especially because I missed some of the dialogue. People are cheering so much. I missed out on some lines. Really want to watch it again. It's a movie that moves very, very quickly. I think it's just over 2 hours. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. I think 2 hours and 10 minutes maybe, including credits. Very, very entertaining movie. Looking forward to seeing it again. When you do see it, stay for the mid-credits. Don't just get up and leave. First of all, just watch the credits. They're entertaining, and it's important to give love to the people who helped made the movie. And just stick around. I think if you're excited about the universe in general, I had a smile on my face when I saw that mid-credits scene. It's so cool seeing some of these things on the big screen. I still can't get over it. It's just really cool that we're finally seeing all these things, and they're really good, thankfully. And now for a totally shameless moment. Obviously, we have a lot of comics, collectibles, apparel. You have a new Joker hat.
This.
Yeah, not creepy at all.
I'm going to put this on. It's not even cold out, but I don't care because I like this hat, so. Right?
Times Square, there's weirder stuff going on.
Okay, I'm going to take it off.
Okay, but yeah, so we obviously have plenty of comics. If you're looking to do a little bit of research before you see the film, read the original run by John Ostrander. It's great. Read the first volume. There's a moment in there. There's more than a few moments, actually, that are pulled directly from it. Do yourself a favor and read. If you're into Deadshot, read his 2 limited series. If you're into Harley Quinn, read Mad Love. That's mandatory. Watch the animated series. Go watch Batman Assault on Arkham, the animated movie. These are all such good things. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Or if you have any recommendations about other videos, we're going to really keep stepping up our YouTube videos. We're also doing more videos on Facebook Live. Over on the blog, we're going to have a more detailed review of the film as well. We'll continue our coverage. Also today, Batman the Killing Joke out on Blu-ray and DVD. You can finally get your own copy. Watch it for yourself. Form your own opinion. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard what people have said. I'm still going in with an open mind. I hope I enjoy it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you all have a great week.